Howdy, howdy, it's Cyril. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back as I continue to fight the good fight learning Deadlock. I was watching some more Deadlock night shift matches, and I started noticing a few things that Eternus players do in their matches that I don't see in my initiate matches. So we're going to review those. If you're curious, the Eternus footage that I'm using as an example is from Deadlock Night Shift NA Finals match number 21. It's going to be melee creeps versus floormen. Let's get into it. Early game aggression. While we look at these lane fights, I want you all to picture a line going down the middle of these tiny bridges. In these Eternus matches, the players blow right through this line. They bring the engagement to the enemy. Now they back off as the waves come because you don't want to fight past your wave too much, but they apply pressure early and often. On the other side of the map, there's a little dancing to get eyes on the enemy, but then you see Calvin immediately push forward and start trying a little flank. Making these moves, applying pressure, all of this chips away at the enemy's resources, which slowly starts to snowball the fight in your favor. Now, initiate fights don't look like this in my experience. Both sides tend to dance around the middle line and are afraid to push up. No one really is taking too many risks. Fights have more distance between them. This reduces the pressure on everyone involved, but makes it much more difficult to snowball the fight in your favor. See, even here, when the warden pushes up, both enemies retreat a little bit, but the warden and page also start retreating, giving the enemy a break, letting up on the pressure. Now, the Viscous and Viper here also push up, but they stop right at the bridge. They fail to capitalize on the reprieve that Warden and Page gave them. And this is very characteristic in initiate matches, where no one crosses that center line. On to bridge buffs. As a note, the timer in replay mode is a little off for some reason. Bridge buffs spawn at the 5-minute mark, and they respawn every 5 minutes after.
I see the enemy.
These give you a bunch of temporary stat bonuses for free. Now in these Eternus matches, they are always contested without fail. Every time one spawns, players are already on location to grab the buff. And why wouldn't you? More spirit power, cooldown reduction, better fire rate, more health, and all without having to invest any souls. This could single-handedly swing a fight in your favor. Now in the initiate games I'm playing, I don't really see the buffs get touched. This actually takes so long in this clip that we're going to cut a chunk of it out. This buff sits here for roughly 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And watching this footage, I'm not sure it was too intentional. I think the haze was just crossing the map and picked it up along the way as an afterthought. But that was almost 5 minutes that either team could have grabbed that buff to help swing the fight in their favor for free. Let's talk about Soul Urn. At 10 minutes, the Soul Urn spawns in one of two spots, and then respawns every 5 minutes after. This gives your entire team a bunch of souls, not just you, not just the guy that's running the urn. At the start, it gives you about 3,600, and then each time that it spawns, it gives you even more. Plus a random gold statue buff to each member of your team. If your team is behind by 10% or more souls, it gives you even more souls to help you catch up. In Eternus matches, Soul Urn, like bridge buffs, is always contested. Thousands of souls for your entire team, that's powerful. That will make or break your games. Everyone knows it. It's telegraphed across the map, the announcer in the game calls it out. So in this clip, you'll see these two guys use it as bait to get a free kill before going to run the urn. But someone is always running the urn. Or, in some matches, if an urn capture is questionable, a team will still grab the urn, but then they'll set it down at, say, your base in order to deny the other team getting the urn. On top of that, urn captures are also contested every single time. In every game I watch, if the urn is moving across the map, each team starts mobilizing towards the capture point. These fights are always chaotic and fun to watch. Now, do not sacrifice your entire team for the urn, but Eternus matches seem to try to make the other team bleed souls for as many as they are going to gain. The snowball effect that the Spirit Urn gives you is just too great to ignore. Like I mentioned earlier, there's a comeback mechanic that if you're behind, it's going to give your team even more souls than it normally produces. And the enemy can't ignore that, it's going to help you catch up. If you're ahead and you start capturing urn, you're just going to run away with the game, unless you get stopped. Now for more initiate gameplay. Place your bets. Does anyone touch urn?
Our blue walker is under attack. The spirit urn is waiting to be claimed.
Nope. Negative.
Our yellow walker is under attack.
Nada. So the urn actually despawns twice in this clip. At about 20 minutes into the game, this Sinclair happens upon the urn, drops it, and then grabs it again. The enemy Haze makes a valiant attempt to contest the urn capture, but she just doesn't have the backup. In the initiate matches I'm currently struggling in, sometimes urn won't be grabbed at all. It seems that players have a hard time evaluating the actual worth of Spirit Urn. Last thing I'm going to talk about is active items. Those items that you buy that have a passive ability, and then you push a button to use its active ability. Every single Eternus player on both teams have active items. It's a bit of a coin toss for initiate players, but I see more initiates with no active items. Now, it does add a layer of complexity onto an already pretty involved game, but they are worth learning. Most items just modify your hero or the abilities your hero already has. Active items grant you new abilities that you can't get anywhere else. Yes, it's more things you have to memorize and cooldowns you have to pay attention to, but the power spikes the active items give you are worth it. Looking at these initiate players, about a quarter of them have no active items 25-ish minutes into the game. And I used to do that too. When I first started playing, more buttons to push and items to keep track of was not what I needed. However, as I'm getting more used to all the items in the game, I'm learning and utilizing these more often. If you don't use any active items, I highly recommend just picking one to start learning and throwing it into your build. I know these tips aren't mind-blowing, but there are some patterns I'm recognizing as I'm playing and watching games. And I still mess these up and forget important things in the middle of matches as I'm panicking and running from the enemy, but I'm trying to build it into my thought processes. If you're struggling like me, I hope this helps. And if anyone has any tips, feel free to comment down below. I enjoyed reading everyone's advice on the last video. Hopefully it gives some bonus knowledge to other people that come and watch. If you all want to swing by the stream and catch me live, links are down below. Stay safe everybody, and I'll catch you all in the Cursed Apple.